In this video, we're going to learn about what's called a double number line. So for our vocabulary, a number line is just a line marked with numbers at regular intervals. So a number line could look like if it had 0 right here, and then it had 5 right here. The next mark that's the same space over would have to be a 10. So what makes it a number line is that the numbers are going evenly. It doesn't necessarily have to count by ones, but they do have to be even. The space between these sections here has to be the same for all of them. Even markings and an even space. It's like a ruler. All right, so double number lines are a lot like rate tables, except instead of being able to skip around and just jump to the number that you want, we go evenly so that we hold them all, but we don't necessarily need to write down all the numbers. We just are gonna have marks for them. So let's say that on a field trip, there must be a student to adult ratio of 12:1. Our question is, how many adults must there be if there are 60 students on the trip? So you may have your own way to solve this, but we're gonna go ahead and show what it would look like with a double number line. So let's start by making two number lines, and we're going to put an arrow on the end of each one. We'll start them on one spot, then we'll just have an arrow going on showing that it can continue forever. And since student was listed first, let's put student on the top one. And then we know that the student to adult ratio is 12:1. So I'm going to start the student number line at 12. And I'm going to start the adult number line at 1. Since these are different number lines, they can count by different amounts. They can be really, really different. In order for them to be useful, though, we're going to put the markings on the same spots. So I'm just going to put some even markings across my page for student. I counted every 3 boxes. It really doesn't matter how often you want to do it, but make sure it's the same spacing. And then I'm going to count it by 12s because I'm using 12 students as my starter. So I'm going to do 12, 24, 36, 48, 60. Now that is what we are interested in up here, if there were 60 students on the trip. So I'm going to stop there because I don't think I'm going to need any more than that. And now I go down to the adult side. I'm going to put markers at the same intervals. However, they're going to get different numbers because I'm counting by a different scale on my bottom number line. So I knew that for one adult, there needed to be 12 students. So for 24 students, there must be 2 adults. For 36, there must be 3. I'm counting by ones because this number line started at 1. And when I get up to 5, that's where 60 was. So my answer, I could just kind of circle that up and down, show that they line up, that there are 5 adults for 60 students. Let's do another example. So at the zoo, the ratio of monkeys to chimpanzees is 3:2. How many monkeys are there if there are 18 chimpanzees? Go ahead and pause. See if you can figure this one out on your own. All right, so first you set it up with your initial ratio, and then this time we were asked how many monkeys there were if there are 18 chimpanzees. Well, chimpanzees is on the bottom this time, so or maybe you did yours on the top, but doesn't matter as long as chimpanzees was the one that was 2. So I'm going to start by numbering out by my 2s on the chimpanzee side. I'm only using 2 boxes this time just because I'm a little worried about running out of space. Okay, so there's 18. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16. Oops, skipped one. That's better. Always good to check your work. So now I'm at 18. So now I'm going to go up to my monkeys and I'm going to count those out. And I'm still going to use 2 boxes, but I'm counting by 3s because monkeys were 3 in the ratio. I'm going to go all the way out to that spot where the chimpanzees were 18. I know that that's going to be where they meet. So now I just hit 18 on my monkey side, but that doesn't mean anything. That was where chimpanzees were 12. I need to go out to that same spot. All right, so I get out here and I'm at
27 monkeys. So that means that there are 27 monkeys when there are 18 chimpanzees. So you might be wondering why we're learning this new method when it seems like really it's kind of the same thing as the ratio table, which is true. And in a lot of ways, I like ratio tables better. However, double number lines do have one important benefit that ratio tables don't, or that rate tables don't. And that is that since everything's already beautifully evenly spaced, you can find other ratios that you weren't originally looking for really quickly and easily. So let's say you wanted to find out how many monkeys there were when there were 13 chimpanzees. Well, that 13 is not on the number line right now, but we have 12 and we have 14. So halfway in between must be 13. Well, if halfway in between is what we want for the chimpanzees, then halfway in between must be what we want for the monkeys as well. So when there's 13 chimpanzees, then we just need to find the number that's halfway between 18 and 21, which would be 19.5. Now, we probably don't actually have half of a monkey. That would be a bit morbid, but you can see how that allows you to quickly find another ratio other than the ones you were originally trying to find.
Okay, so for your practice problem, I need you to create a double number line, even if you think you could do it without, to show the ratio of doing 9 laps in 5 minutes. I want you to use that number line to show how long it would take to do 36 laps. So make sure your number line is long enough to include 36 laps, and then state how many minutes that would be. We'll check this in class tomorrow.